welcome back to Perseverance Pastures. This is going to be day 2 of working on the goose house. In the last video I showed that I was cutting them and I got them all into place on the, what I'm going to call like the flooring. I was going to nail gun them in and frame it. However, I got kind of nervous because it was so square and it looked really good. I didn't want to mess it up by nail gunning it by myself. So I decided to enlist the help of my husband today, who is just gonna help me make sure I keep this square, because a lot of love is going into this goose house and I want it to look good. So I might as well enlist the help of someone who has a little more experience than me, but I also will be learning a bit today because I've never framed in a flooring or anything like that. So we're gonna get started by setting up. So I was quickly shown why it was a good idea to wait for my husband's help, because the nail gun, well, most woodworking equipment scares me because I don't know, I don't like woodworking, but I want to build this out of wood and I want to get better at woodworking for all the big things I want to build one day. And this is a great start, but using the nail gun, which we have a framing nail gun, which is a beast, and it's not so much heavy, it's just awkward. And also when you're nailing or like framing, you're usually framing walls and you're standing up and holding it like vertical while I'm horizontal and like on the ground. So it's just awkward, as well as I'm not comfortable with the tool. But I'm going to show you what I did wrong and what's happening. It looks like I have 2 nails here, but what was happening is I'm not compressing the nail gun all the way down, we think. And so the safeties, I don't know, something's happening where I'm not holding the wood or the nail gun all the way to the board, but I'm pressing the trigger, and so it's just shooting air. So it's only 1 nail, which is what happened over here. Once again, it looks like 2 nail holes, but it's actually just 1. The other one, this is just a shot of air. So we are going to fix this foot, this one. I then am going to come back through and add 2 more nails, or 1 more nail to each foot up here. Whoop. I'm going to add another nail to each foot once we fix this, and then we'll continue and I'll get better with the nail gun. But yeah, I'm glad I waited because I don't really know what I'm doing. I just read a book and I just want to do this. So I'm learning, it's fine, I guess. And back to the time lapse.
Including this little time lapse here because when I went back to nailing the boards, I nailed the boards to the wrong spot. I did not look at my very precise blueprints, so he had to come fix my mistakes, as well as talk me down when I was telling him I have no idea what I'm doing. We moved the platform over to a new spot in the garage as a fresh start, and he continued to teach me, as well as make sure that I was lining everything up correctly. He really was the MVP of the day.
All right, it took twice as long as it should have, and took an extra 2 boards that it shouldn't have had taken. But that's how it feels like every single project ever goes with us, is that we have a plan, we get all the tools that we need and the supplies that we need, we start working, and then something happens and boom, we are spending twice as long as we need to on it. But that just goes with, I think, projects in general, because you never know what's going to pop up. We were both working with a tool that we're not as comfortable with, and it's okay. We live and learn. It turned out really well, and now we're going to put in the floor joists.
I have no clue where my footage went of explaining our floor joists, so here is a video of me finishing one side of the floor joist.
One side down, one to go.
Good.
Okay, so we have the floor joists in, and to get this side straight, I was worried about like, these were twisted and he was gonna have to twist them forward, and I am definitely a believer in being safe. And so I was like, what can we do so your hands aren't there as I'm shooting a nail gun in that direction? So he made this little jig real quick, where he was able to slide it in and then twist it whatever way we needed to go to get this as flush and square as possible. So that was a quick little thing he did, which was awesome. And it just like validated and amplified the fact that I needed someone with a little more expertise to be kind of assisting on this. And yeah. So I appreciate you watching the second steps of the Goose Cottage. We are going to look at flooring this and putting the subfloor down, but that's gonna be for the next video, as well as I think I need a slight break to take into the fact that something is done and that it's like time to move on to the next step. So thanks so much for watching. I hope all the projects in farm building and anything that you're working on is going as smoothly as ours, even though ours has already had a few hiccups. So I hope it's going a little smoother. Bye.